그리고 한국을 너무 사랑하시고 또 우리 학생들한테 한국을 소개하고 싶다고 하셔서 이렇게 오셔서 오늘 준비 많이 해오셨거든요. 그래서 이제 선생님 이제 강연을 들어보도록 하겠습니다. Here is Bastien Hyver. Give him a big round of applause.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
Ça va bien.
Ça va bien?
Oui.
Oui, moi aussi. Hello everyone, how are you? You okay? So, my name is Bastien, thank you for the introduction. I'm from France, and today I'm going to talk about my country, my culture, but not only about this. I'm going to talk to you about a lot of things that influence the culture over the time. So here's how we are going to proceed. We are going to have my introduction that sound. And then we are going to talk about France. So, famous figures, places to travel to, as well as food. All these things really influence my culture, my country over time. So, can you hear me? It's okay? In the back, can you hear me too? So where do I come from? I come from a small area called the Basque Country. Here you can see some pictures of my hometown. It's pretty similar to Jeju Island. If you go there, you might recognize, it looks pretty much the same. There is beach and there is a lot of mountain. It's very, very beautiful. It's called the Basque Country, Basque. But enough about that. I will talk to you later about the Basque Country. There are a few things to know about it that are quite interesting. So let's talk about France. I would like to introduce you some numbers first. How big is Korea, South Korea? Do you know? How big is your country, South Korea, in size? You know? It is 99,000 kilometers square. Okay? And how many people live in South Korea? Do you know? About 49 million. In France, there are 67 million people living on 551,000 kilometers square. So you see, it's a much bigger country than Korea, and we have a lot of space. But it has some inconvenience, actually. For example, when you want to go to Busan, how long does it take? Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? But if I want to go to Paris from my hometown, which is in the little square there, you see, very close to Spain, it takes for me maybe 5 hours by train. That's very long. And it takes me also 8 hours by car. So the country is good. It's a lot of space, but it's very long to travel inside. Okay? So do you know where is France in that map? Yeah, it's right in the middle. Okay? And where is South Korea? On the right side, right. Here. So do you know how long it can take for you to go to France, or for me to come to South Korea?
12 hours.
Yes, right, you're right. It takes 12 hours. It's a very, very long trip. Okay? So, to talk about France, I have to talk about the French flag. It's made into 3 parts. A blue one, a white one, and a red one. So the blue one is Paris, the capital of France. Okay? And the white one is the French monarchy. Do you know what is the monarchy? It's the king. Okay? And then there is the last part, which is the red one. Nowadays, it's considered the soldiers. But back in the days when there were kings in France, it was Paris as well. So the meaning of this flag is the king is surrounded by Paris, or the king is surrounded by soldiers and Paris. Okay? So please be careful to not mix up the French flag with this flag, which is actually the Netherlands flag. Okay? When I was a kid also I made a lot of that mistake actually, even though I'm French. So, yeah. Do you know who is the President of France since 2012? No? Sarkozy? Do you know? No, it's not Sarkozy. It's this man. It's François Hollande. Okay? Now I will introduce you a few famous figures of France. all these people I will present you here, they all had a very big, they did many big things for France. The first one is this man. Who is that? Who? Louis Chipsase, very good. It's Louis XIV. I don't know who said it, but it's very well. Louis Chipsase. So he was one of the last kings of France, and he said something very famous that all over the world we keep repeating, is l'État, c'est moi, which means the state is me. That means that was the beginning of a dictatorship in France. Every single decision was taken by him and only by him. All his ministers had to report to him, and then he was taking the only decision. Okay, everything was for God's sake, for the Catholic religion. Okay. Wait, it's not finished. But Louis Chipsase Louis XIV was the patron of the arts. He created so many pieces of art, and this is why France is very well known for art, is because of him. He tried to push the art of France very far. He built everywhere, all over France, castles and different buildings. Most of them are not destroyed, but a few of them are still, it's still possible to visit them. The most famous of them is Versailles. Very good, Versailles. Château de Versailles, which is not in Paris, but in the town of Versailles. Okay? If you go to Paris, you should definitely visit it. Who is that guy? Does people play piano here? Yes? So you should know that man. You don't know? It's Ravel. You know Ravel? Maybe you know Rhapsody Español? Rhapsody Español, Bolero? Bolero? He wrote it. So one very interesting fact about that guy is that he was from my hometown, from the Basque country. And he influenced a lot the French music. Okay? Who is that guy? This guy is a bit harder, you might not know him, but he transformed a lot our painting, French painting, to something that was quite dark before, to painting more joyful, with a lot more warm colors and a lot more women also on the drawings. His name is, Henri Matisse. Matisse. Maybe you've heard of him. A lot of his arts are in the Musée du Louvre, in Paris. Okay. The next one, this one you must know. You have to be. You can't be. You should know him. What's his name?
Hugo.
Very good, Victor Hugo. His name is Victor Hugo. You know him, right? He wrote so many stories, so many books that everybody knows. Actually, he influenced a lot French people's mind. When I say that is, he pushed us to keep thinking and criticize our society back then when he was alive in order to make it better. All of his books had a particular meaning, and he wrote a lot of politics essays as well, but I won't talk about that today. I will talk to you about one. You should know Les Misérables. Les Misérables is probably his most famous achievement, and these days you have the movie, I think, in Korea, right? You could see it. It's pretty close to what the book is actually, and it's a great movie. You should go watch it, really. Next you can go. Again, pianist, musician. This one was even more famous than Ravel. He influenced a lot all the European composers of piano. Do you know? His name is Debussy. Debussy. You know? You know, right? Maybe? Oh my god. Okay, I will just listen one music to you of Debussy. Maybe you should know it quickly. How was it? It's great, right? It's very soft and very warm. All of these musics were like this. It's just amazing. You should try to look on YouTube and listen to his music. I'm sure you will all love it. Okay? Next famous speaker. This one is not the most famous. I highly doubt you know him, but I wanted to put him here because he really changed childhood, and probably you've heard of his book, the most famous one, 어린 왕자, Le Petit Prince. So his name is Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I would recommend you, if you've not read it, to try read it. You have a Korean version, you should absolutely read it, and even the adults, you should again read it if you haven't. I've read it recently for a few of my students in French, and the idea I had when I was a kid is really different from what I have now as an adult. You should really, really read it again. Okay? This man is one of the most important and greatest men in France, and he changed completely the face of France. He was a famous person during the World War II, and his name is the name of one of the airport of France. Very good. Charles de Gaulle. General de Gaulle. He is mostly referred to General de Gaulle. He was the leader of the free men of France during the World War II. He led them to victory with the help of the Allies. After that, he installed the Fifth Republic that is still going on now, and he was the first president of that republic in France. He's a very, very important person for the French people. Last one. So here you can see there are a lot of men, right? But the last one is actually a woman. And this woman is the most important character of French people. Do you know that girl? Very good. Joan of Arc, Jeanne d'Arc in French. And do you know why she's famous? Because she could hear voices. She could hear voices of God telling her what to do to get the English out of France during the invasion in the 15th century. So it was a long time ago, and she was recognized for her skills at war. Of course, back then the women were not supposed to go to war, but she did, and she was canonized in the 18th century, and she became a saint. Then she's considered a saint. Do you know what is a saint? Is somebody that has a very deep religious mind. Okay? Very good. That's all for the famous figures. Now let's talk about something a bit more funny, which is food. Okay? So do you know what is the first picture here? This is called cannelé. It's a French dessert you should try. Maybe you can find some in Paris baguette, but I wouldn't recommend them. Paris baguette is good, but not that good actually. Okay? Next one is, do you know that? It's called pain perdu. Repeat after me, pain perdu. Very good. Pain perdu is, if you translate it in English, it will be lost bread. But actually the Americans in English say French toast. Okay. Do you know French toast? It's very good, right? Next one is, what is that? It's not jujube. I don't know who said jujube.
Foie gras.
Foie gras. Very good. It's foie gras. Okay? Foie gras. Repeat after me. Okay. Very good. Foie gras. Do you know foie gras? It's made out of duck, and it's very expensive actually, but it's very good. I would not recommend try it in Korea actually. I've tried it here. Unfortunately, it's not so good. So if you go to France, you should definitely try to have a meal with foie gras. Okay? Next one is wine, of course. All the wines of France are pretty famous. You have winery, vineyard and winery everywhere in France. In all the places that there is no town, there is a vineyard, and usually the wine has the name of that vineyard. Okay? Next one is cheese. Do you like cheese? Yes. Okay, so Bronxoro? Fromage. Fromage. Ah, very good. Who likes cheese here? Do you? Oh, that's a lot actually. Usually when I ask this question, people are like, cheese, that's not good. But it's actually very good. Okay. Next one is very easy. Baguette. So baguette is, in France, it's pretty much the main meal of any French guy. So it's very hard for me when I came in Korea first, 2 years ago, and I saw Paris baguette. I saw, oh my god, there are some baguette in Korea. And I was very, very sad when I entered and I saw no baguette actually. Okay? Next one is macaron. Do you think this is French macaron? Very good. It's not French. Tang. Double tang actually. This is called Parisian macaron. Okay? I will show you what are the original macarons. Go ahead. These one are the original macarons. And where are they from? They are from my hometown. They are from the Basque country. Do you remember the king I showed you before, Louis CICC? This guy got married to a Spanish woman, Marie-Thérèse de Navarre. Marie-Teresa de Navarre. So he got married in my hometown. There is still the church there where he got married. And a lot of French people really like that. So they just go to that church to actually get married there. And the funny thing is, Louis CICC, Louis XIV really loved to eat a lot of food. And the Basque people, the people from my hometown, were making this as a snack. But this guy just loved it so much that he brought it to Versailles, to his castle, and he asked to his cook to make it better and to improve it again and again. And this is why now you have everywhere the colored macaron. These are the Parisian macaron. He did not call them French macaron out of respect for the Basque people who actually made this one. Okay? So this is why I was telling you food is very important in France. Every part of France has its own culture, so he tried to respect that thing. He was kind of, even if he was a dictator, he was kind of a good king in terms of respect of cultures. Okay? I would like to show you now how to travel in France. It's going to be very quickly, because I guess you know all these places already. La Tour Eiffel. Tour Eiffel. Very good. Eiffel Tower, which was actually the highest tower in the world from 1889 to 1930, 41 years, before the Chrysler Building was built in New York, and it became the actual biggest building. Now, of course, it's not that big, but still, it was a great before. Okay. What is that one? Oh, very good. Notre-Dame de Paris. Notre-Dame de Paris 아니요. Notre-Dame de Paris. Okay. Next one. What is that?
Montmartre.
Hein?
Montmartre.
Très bien. Very good. This is Montmartre. Okay. Here you can come any time of the year, except if it's under construction or whatever. But usually you can go there any time to pray, and there are always candles turned on there. Never a single night without a small light there. Okay. Next one. Very easy. Le Louvre. Actually, le musée du Louvre. Very good. Musée du Louvre. Le Louvre, le musée du Louvre. Okay. Here you can find more than 80,000 pieces of art, which is from sculpting or painting, any kind of art. You should go there to visit. You will spend a whole day inside just to visit and see all the pieces of art that are here. It's really crazy. Okay? Next one. This one is not in Paris. What is that one? Mont Saint-Michel. Very good. It's in Normandy. And if you have the occasion to go to France, please go there. You will be amazed by its magnificence. Okay? The last one in the small corner here is, can you see? Versailles. Very good. It's the Chateau de Versailles. I would recommend you to take a full day to go there. Simply because you need to visit the castle, but you also need to visit the garden. So this is the masterpiece of Louis Chipsasset. This is what he built during his reign, and it's one of the biggest treasures in France. Okay? Next one. So, of course, I would not recommend you to just stay in Paris if you go to France, because if you want to see the culture, you need to go everywhere. This is Bretagne. Upper Bretagne. It's in the northwest of France. I will show you just after where it is. As you can see, it's just beautiful. Everything in France, almost every single part of France is beautiful. I would even tell you Paris is the less beautiful than France. Okay? Next one is Normandy. Normandy, okay? Go ahead. So you can see that kind of picture in Normandy. I would definitely tell you to go there to visit Saint-Michel, Mont Saint-Michel, and this kind of places. Next one is Côte d'Azur. Côte d'Azur. Okay, very good. So do you know Nice? Nice in the southeast of France. So this is where you can find that kind of place. The name comes from the water. The water is a blue azure color. It's very beautiful. That's why we say Côte d'Azur. It's in the Mediterranean. Okay? Next one is Haute-Savoie. Yeah, Haute-Savoie, it's where the Mont Blanc is. You know Mont Blanc? It's the highest mountain of France, okay? So if you go there, you can see, if you enjoy hiking, you should definitely go there. It's very, very beautiful. I went there when I was young, and if I can go back one more time, I really want to go, okay? Next time. Here, you can go ahead. It's just the places. So first, Bretagne is here in France. Normandy is just up there. Go ahead. Here. And then the Côte d'Azur is, or, go ahead, next. Here is the Haute-Savoie, is Alpes, okay, les Alpes. And the last one is la Côte d'Azur, okay? Very good. Now, all what I presented you right now has influenced what I will present you in the following, the French culture, okay? I couldn't just pop inside the French culture without showing you all of what I showed you before. So listen very well, because this is kind of the most funny part of today. Greetings and gestures in France. Do you know the bisou? Yes. Very good. I see some people do it in the crowd. Okay. Bisou, go ahead. To kiss or not to kiss. So, for example, when you meet a new person in France, if it's man to man, you will just handshake. If it's for business, you will handshake the hands of ladies as well. However, if you go to a party, meet your friends, and you meet a friend of another friend that you don't know, if you're a man and a girl, you have an air kiss, the bisou, okay? Ladies, also girls do between them air kiss as well, okay? And in less commonly, it happens also, it's in my case, for example, men to men do air kiss. Only in the case of very close friends or family, of course. Okay? Next one is dining etiquette and table manners. Have you ever been to a French meal with French people? No? Well, it's very important to be well educated when you eat. We do not tolerate that you bring any of your friends without asking. It's a kind of the same inquiry. You can't say, oh, my friend is coming, just like that, without asking the other friends. You should always ask, okay? And when it's kind of it's difficult to show you with the microphone, but when you're eating, you should have your knife in the right hand. Okay, always in the right hand, never on the left hand, and your fork in the left hand. However, when you take your fork, you shouldn't take it like this and then cut. Like this is very important. You should take it to have the spikes of the fork on down, always down. Okay, and when you eat, it's not you that go to the fork, but the fork that comes to your mouth. So you should always keep straight. Okay, keep straight and the forks come to the mouth.